Howdy tubers, welcome back to the Zach Live. So I think a few of y'all been kind of wondering where I've been. I have not been putting out any videos and I've been sort of silent in the comments. I apologize for that, but I want to explain why before we get into today's little quick video. I explained in a couple of videos back, I don't remember exactly where we were, a couple of months ago, about the Railroad Commission making us bring up our electrical infrastructure up to their code. They basically don't want any bare UF cable or whatever laying on the ground. It needs to be in conduit or in the ground. And I had the commissioner do an inspection on one of my leases, and I had several wells that I hadn't got to yet, and I got a notice of violation on that. It's not a big deal. They basically just say, hey, fix this. You've got 30 days to do it. And I effectively just dropped everything I was doing and have for the last 5 weeks or so gotten in the bucket truck every morning and went and done at least one well every day. It takes me about 4 hours usually a piece, something like that. Of course I can do one part of another, whatever, but for the last month, a little over a month, that's the only thing I've done is electrical infrastructure updating, blah, blah, blah crap. And so it wasn't something worth taking a video along with. Y'all seen me do one. When I do take the camera along, it really does slow me down, which is fine. I enjoy doing it, but that's just reality. In the last month or so, hadn't been a time that I had the ability to waste that extra amount of time, if you don't mind me calling it that. Doing only that takes me away from being able to run the company. It keeps me from being able to do other things. And though I wasn't required to just do it all at one time, I felt like in the, looking into the future, that was probably the best plan of attack. I'm about 2/3 done. I've got a couple of weeks left. And at that point, and kind of right now, in the next few weeks, I've got to back up and sort of work on some of the other stuff that I put off. I've lost quite a bit of money by the way I've done that, by just letting stuff go and not taking care of stuff and just doing electrical crap, but that's just kind of part of the game. I may not have you much of a video out. That may be slow looking forward in a couple of months, as I sort of get caught up, but I do have quite a few ideas on some videos I'd like to do. But that's just the deal. I've been too busy. There's too much going on. I know there's been a ton of comments that came through, and I just hadn't had time to sit down in the evening and look through them all. I have read them all. I appreciate the comments. I think they do help the channel. I don't understand how all that crap works, but I do think the more comments, the more it seems to show the video, the more impressions I get. But I will get bored one of these days. People just ask me specific questions about things, and I will get back to you. I just hadn't had time to do it. So this video, one of those things, everything goes wrong is always a pain. Something goes wrong, it all goes wrong, whatever the saying is. This video was supposed to be out last week, and I shot this video a week and a half ago. And like everything I do, I don't know what the deal is with micro SD cards, but I have had heck with these stupid little things. This is an off-brand. I have had, there's probably 10 of these, most of them actual SD cards, name brand, and then I had a bunch of these PNY. These have went bad. I have been through a ton of these cards, and I don't know why they go bad. Like say for instance, this one right here, I got this one out of the package, recorded the video that you're fixing to watch, and when I got on my computer that a week ago, it had 2 corrupted files. I put it back in the camera today, and it said the SD card wouldn't work. It needed formatted. To try to format it, it says it's not formattable. The card's a piece of the card's a piece of crap. Is now anyway, huh? Anyway, I shot this video last week. The intro was not there when I went to do to edit it, and then there was a segment in the middle. I'm gonna kind of cut back to me here in just a minute to explain what. But basically, what I have got is I have purchased a hydraulic auger that's made to go on like a bobcat on a skid steer, and my idea is to morph it onto my forklift so I can set telephone poles with it. all of our telephone pole setting is or has been historically done by one guy, and he's an old man. He's kind of wanting to retire, and there's not any help around here. Can't find anybody to help him. There's no other companies that do that that aren't just absolutely snowed under. And I realize even if I could talk him into doing it now, it's something in the future that he's going to, he's going to be retired. And so I've had a bunch of y'all ask me, when I change out a telephone pole, you want to go, you want to see it done. And I thought this is a good time. I need to just rig up this thing I've been thinking about for a year and make it work. And I bought 10 poles. They're sitting in the guy's shop in town. I got to go pick them up. But that's probably going to be a relatively quick future video here in a couple of months. Is we're going to take what we're fixing to build and we're going to go set a telephone pole with it. My idea is, you'll see in a minute, is I've already built it. I've got the hindsight of seeing it finished. But just the deal I pick up with my forklift, have hydraulic hoses plugged into it. We'll be able to auger a hole and then set it down, remove it from the forklift, and pick the pole up with the forklift and set it in the hole with auger. So, like I said, it's a hydraulic auger attachment direct from China. It's as cheap. It's the cheapest one I could find. It was like $1,900, I think, like that, shipped with 3 different size augers. In the video, I actually don't get to show you. That's one of the things that were one of the segments that I lost in that stupid SD card. But basically, it came in a crate that was like angle iron, and it had 3 augers, and then the thing you're fixing to see, we're fixing to weld on, and everything was like wire tied to the crate. It was kind of an unusual, absolutely Chinesium setup, but I think it'll work good. I guess I'm done rattling. Like I say, it may be a little while before we get any more videos out for you see me. I will get bored and get in the comments one of these days. It seems like I've let everything go, and it really kind of gets to me. My yard's always a disaster. My shop's always a disaster, but I hadn't had time to work on it. But that's just kind of where I'm at. I'm just trying to get the electrical thing just done. I don't want to have any of it still hanging over my head. I just want it completely done, and be done with that pain. And at least as far as what the commission's worried about, I've got some other stuff I need to do. But I want to get that. I don't like getting violations, even though those kind of violations aren't any big deal. They just send you a letter and say, hey, you need to take care of this. There's no fine or any, it's nothing. They just want you to take care of it. But I still don't like getting them. I rattled on long enough. Let's go work on the stupid thing. So here's what I'm thinking. Really simple. I've got a hole in this fork. I put that trailer hitch ball in. I'm gonna blow another one in the other side. It'd be nice to have anyway. And I'm just going to take a couple of pieces of rod and bend like a U and up, one on either side, and then come out with a piece of flat bar that I can drop a pin in, cut an oblong hole in it, and I'll drop that pin in here, and that'll keep this from being able to twist. I hope. That's what I'm thinking. That's what you call a hack job. Jeez. Well, if that ain't the hack together as hack job I think I've done. I actually think this will look decent. I need to hit this with a grinder. This piece of angle iron kind of gave me a little bit of reinforcement out here by this lip. Bump this with a grinder. But if paint made money, I'd be broke, because I don't think I'll squirt any paint on it. I'm thinking, ooh, it was hot. I'll just be able to sort of line that up, drop a pin there, and a pin right there. And I feel like that thing will probably stand there pretty well. And then I can take whatever weight I need, this junk iron or whatever, and just throw on top of this box. I probably should have plugged the hydraulics in to make sure this thing turns. I think it'll work good enough. Even if it doesn't, I'm just going to put up with it. That actually works pretty well. I think that's a non-freedom unit size hole. How about an Allen wrench? That'll work. Well, let's just dig us a hole. Try to dig us a hole. So it obviously needs a bunch of weight, but that'll be easy to do. There's actually a crankshaft over there, probably work good. There's a couple of them. I may just set that crankshaft up there and weld it. But I think this will work. I'm gonna back up and see how this lays down, how it lays out, make sure it comes undone like I think it will, and call this project done. So I'm thinking I'll just be able to lay this down, kind of roll it out there, just sort of like that. I want to match in my hoses. Just like that, and I think it'll be easy to pick back up too. Yep, just like that. Y'all probably couldn't see any of that, but it worked. Well, I know this was kind of quick and thrown together and didn't have a lot of dialogue in it. It's probably mostly just time lapse, but it's kind of what I get, I guess. I had to get that thing done and going, and I picked up a camera. Appreciate you watching. I'll get bored one of these days and get back on the comments. I do read them all. I appreciate you leaving them. My understanding is that helps the channel when you comment a bunch, but I just hadn't had a chance to communicate, to spend the time to answer them. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one.